It's in the air, like bugs flying in your hair. It's everywhere and nowhere. Maybe I was born for this, but what does being born have to do with anything at all? Anymore, I don't like this, but that's what life is for. Hello, everybody. Hello, nobody. Hello, anybody. Is there anybody out there? I figured I would finally spill the beans. And so better to let you crack the code. That is how to turn a doodle or a noodle into a perfectly al dente work of art. I'm doing that with my fingers because that's how they do it, to make sure that you understand that it's al dente. I'm not joking. It's all there. And how you do it, I don't even know how to put it into words, but it just slowly becomes its own thing. And I think it's one of those things that you know it when you see it, because it's like hiding in plain sight, really. The recipe to life. The ever-changing recipe. It's very, very hard to live in the moment, and this is where art can imitate life in one of the most extreme ways. Because if you allow yourself to live in the moment, that's like tapping in to the vein that I think most artists would maybe call the zone. The zone, and you know it, it's like another thing that you can't describe. You just have to, if you say it, and the artist hears me talk about it, they know what I'm talking about, and they can't even put it into words. But the best thing, or the best way to maybe describe it in one word, is the zone. I also think it's like you're tapping into something else, something otherworldly, something cosmic. And that's the creation of what life really is a sequences of creations. Meaning the universe is one of the most creative and active, has one of the most creative and active and longest memories that your brain could even fathom. And that's deep, because your brain, maybe people don't give themselves enough credit, but your brain goes deep, my friend, whoever you are. And if you listen to your dreams, you can see things, you can see the future. And if you can tap into that vein, you can get into the zone. As creatives, you can change the world and create worlds, That's the best of it all. Hello, everybody. But it's just chipping away. I guess drawing at everything is just a series of small doodles. I think what makes a doodle a work of art too is a series of small doodles put into one thing. There's a little bit more to this too. You guys aren't seeing. Is it look pixelated or anything? Can you see it clearly? Because I'm seeing it and it looks clear for you all. It's hard to answer that last question, because I don't think I draw that good. Like I said, it's like being able to sort of draw, but then putting shitty drawings. Okay, good. Thank you for answering. Um, you put a series of, little things together, even if, you're like doodling on a piece of paper, right? You start small. You start like with a flower, for example. My cat just jumped off the table, and I think it was too high because she made a really crazy sound. She was like, "Whoa!" like a fucking duck. You okay, little quacker? I look around me and I see nothing but quackers. Hello, Passa. How far out thou, my friend? How far out thou? But it's like what you do to the flower, too. It could be a shitty flower at first, but then if you go over it twice, especially, or maybe four times on the left-hand side and add more of a shadow, it sticks out more. And that way, whatever you start putting behind that, it's already somewhat underneath that shadow from the flower. I was going to say shower. It's a flower. But then when the flower is completely surrounded by stuff, it'll definitely look like the light is coming from that side, which I always, for some reason, imagine in my head is the light is always coming from up here, shining down like this on my subjects. But I also draw like I'll usually draw like this too, and I turn it upside down, so that will change definitely. But when I turn it upside down, it's the same thing. It would be on the left-hand side or coming down from that still. So you can't look at one of my drawings and just think, I don't know, it's weird. It's crazy to have all these little things that you do as an artist, these little shortcuts you take, or these reasons why you do all these crazy things, the little things that nobody else would ever notice, thinking that one day somebody might ask a question like, you know, not even think about that as much as if somebody ever said, "Hey, why do you always draw?" Because a friend of mine people used to ask me. I used to draw like when I drank a lot, and I'd be in public, and I'd just be at a booth, and I'd just be busting out all these crazy ass drawings, all drunk, like blackout drunk, just bust like, I don't know, just weird shit, and I'd be like busting pens open on tables, and ink would be going everywhere. I got 86 from a bar in Portland because of that. I got so fed up with the pen, I just started stabbing the fucking table and the paper, and it just went everywhere, and they kicked me out. Um, and it was like Christmas too. It was snowing outside, and I had to walk home like 4 miles in the snow that night. That's a crazy fucking story. I made it all the way to Powell, all the bottom of Powell on the southeast, well, obviously on the southeast, and like the very bottom of Powell, and I lived on 72nd at that time, and I was at the like, 10th and Powell or something, where there was this gas station, and the fucking snow was like a foot deep, and there's this dude, this old man. It was like 2 in the morning or something like that, and this old man was delivering papers, and he was, and I asked him, I'm like, "Hey man, are you going up the street?" And he's like, "Well, yeah, but I'm dropping newspapers off the whole way." And I said, "Dude, I would help you drop them off if you gave me a ride to 70th or something like that." And it took about 30 or so minutes, but we went up there, and even though I was blackout, fucking wasted drunk, and it was snow up to my ankles and stuff, um, and I was like freezing because I had walked like a few miles in the wrong direction that night, and because I got separated from my buddy, um, me and this old man just delivered papers, and I'd be like, "Where do you want me to put it?" And I would just grab it and like run up there and like put it in these like bins and stuff like that, and like just help this dude like do his like routine just for a free ride. I had some wild ass stories when I used to drink pretty good until I got pretty bad, until I was very, very, very reckless and self-destructive when I drank, and I've always said this, but it's like living on borrowed time, that's for sure. Because the last night I drank was the worst of them all, as Therma kicks in and starts adding the drama to it. I forgot what other story I was telling anyways. I just think people don't give themselves enough credit, is all. Okay. And then I'll draw these little lines. And this is where it starts becoming a work of art instead of a doodle. Because how life imitates art as well is that you've got to cut yourself some slack, give yourself some space, put something down, come back to it later. You know what I mean? Like any ideas that way. I'll do this, right? But then I'll just come over here and just start doing this for a while. And I'll just let it sit there. And I'm not intentionally looking at it, but my peripheral sure is. I'm one of those peripheral people. I'm always looking in the peripherals. I'm so peripheral that like I can't even say it. I can't even say it again. Peripheral. Well, I can't spell it, anyways. But I prefer it that way, preferably. Peripheral. It is a fun word to say, but once you've said it 3 times, it loses all meaning, and then Beetlejuice comes out and stabs you in the throat. So, best not to say it 3 times in a row in the mirror, in the dark, with a candle. Because, well, actually, it wouldn't be dark if there was a candle, I guess. But it would be dark-ish. Depending on what you consider to be dark, I guess, too. You know. There's scales that we're not talking about here that I should definitely be bringing to everybody's attention. Yeah. Scales before everybody's eyes. To thine own self be true, I believe, is what they used to say. Thank you, Therma. You're very sweet. My water heater. She's so cute. Let's work on this little area. This is a good example too, right here. Boom. And now I'll let that sit for a while. And come back to it later. Oh, sorry, I'm ignoring the chat. Is I came as a rat mean? Oh, that's really Emily. You are so funny. What state are you from? I'm in California. I came as a rat. It's so freaking funny you mentioned that because I thought about that just this morning. I did this, well, probably like a month or so ago or longer maybe. And in the last few months, I wrote this, right? But it was a while ago. And for some reason, oh yeah, that's right. Because I was listening to a song on the way to work this morning, and it's a Modest Mouse song. And it's, I think it's called, God, what the hell is it called? But there's the line, I came as this, I came as that, I came as a rat, so I came back, or something like that, And I really like that song, and I like that line a lot. Sometimes lyrics just get stuck in my head, just a phrase, and it'll just be stuck there until I do that. It's like I have to get it out, in order for it to like leave me alone. But yeah, it takes a long time, but God dies too, but not before he gets to you or sticks to you or whatever. What is that song called? I think it is I Came as a Rat. I think that's the name of the song by Modest Mouse. I can't play it, even if I could. I would get copy stricken. I would be stricken with the copyright. It didn't sound anything like that, by the way. It's just once you hear the song, if you've ever listened to any of their songs, you'll be like, oh, this song, yeah. Therma, she's so loud. That's the water heater. Alright, I gotta stop drawing those leaves. It gets too easy to draw these things instead of doing something actually like creative because I'm lazy. So I'll make sure there's an eyeball in that little bird's mouth right there. And then I'll bring this around like that. Maybe give an outline to the shoulder there. I'm in the street. Oh. I went to the county fair, had my best affair, at the top of the stairs in front of everyone again. And thank God that was a time before camera phones existed, otherwise I would have been all over the internet. You wanna bet? You don't wanna bet with me. You don't wanna bet with me. I'm a gambling cowboy. At the edge of the sea. Whoa. Hey, you okay? My cat is tripping out. You know what that means? There's ghosts about. Everybody hold your breath and count to 3. 1, 2, 3. Keep going. 3. Hold your breath. 3. Okay, you can let it out now. Yeah, okay. Here we go. Hey, Rose. The name's Jack. You can call me Jack, Rose. Jack. The name's Jack. And there's plenty of room for us both on this platform. I mean, there's no way that we both can't fit on this thing. That way we can both survive these deep, dark, frigid, cold Atlantic waters. And then we can navigate our way through life, Rose. On this great platform, this YouTube platform, there's no way that we can't both fit. Hey, why are you pushing me off? I don't understand, Rose. Why are you pushing me off the? There's plenty of room. Hey, Rose, ow! You're pushing me into the water. It's cold. Let me back on. Ah! That one's free, Rose. Next one's gonna cost you. How come she didn't get like frostbite or something? I think her fingertips would have just frozen off, like the gooey guy. Oh no. Terminator 2. my my water heater is so funny. Ghosts. Oh, I've got ghosts. They're dark. They're vicious. And they're dirty. Emily, they are dirty. Dirty ghosts. Around every corner, every nook, every little cranny that you can imagine. Oh, there's a ghost. Emily, there are. Yeah, there's ghosts. But my water heater, that's why she comes on everyone's. That's how you know they're in the room, first of all, because she comes on and she scares them away. Her knock knock jokes are that bad, right? Right. Okay. And ghosts are keenly aware of bad humor, and they're not they're not really that hip to that kind of stuff. So they tend to get out of the way for bad humor, which is great for me because that's all I tell her, bad jokes. That's all we have to look forward to these days is a handful of nuts and a square jaw. I couldn't have explained it better myself. Thank you, Emily. I do appreciate that. You dirty, dirty ghosts. I don't think you're off that topic. I don't think you're off the offer. You're offering that off of a topic. It's exactly what we were talking about, Rose. It's exact. No, it's just that in that movie, I think there's like a YouTube video or something that somebody made where they just where they did like all the times that Jack Dawson says, Rose, Rose in that movie. And it's just like fucking hundreds of times. And then like, I think even she says Jack a ton of times, but it's just the way that DiCaprio says Rose. It's just really funny. So whenever I see that name, I just picture for some reason that voice saying Rose, and like before everything, Rose, I'm gonna go to the bathroom now. Rose, I am back from the bath. Rose, do you want to go dance? Rose, Rose. It's like you don't have to say the name so much. I just feel like sometimes it's one of those things where you watch a movie and you're thinking to yourself, holy shit, there was like 3,000 people that worked on this thing, and nobody mentioned maybe, hey, y'all, does he need to say, I mean, we know who Rose is. So does he need to say it so very often? Maybe? No? Oh, yeah, he does. Why? Why? There was nobody on set, no voice of reason. And that movie still won Oscars. And I don't think any of them deserved any of those Oscars. Poorly executed use of time. I am a penny pinching son of a gun, and I wouldn't stand for that. But I would sit for it for, I don't know, cool grand. I know you would too. But it is funny. Okay, tell me when you're back. I'm gonna I'm gonna call the police and have them standing by. That way when I know that when you're back, everything's cool. Until then, There we go. Some weird little hippie doodle right there. I don't even know. Who cares? How about a little weird eyeball thing right there? Little hippy trippy dippy thing. I don't even know. Let's just add some of these little lines right there. Who cares? Why not? Sometimes these things can be valves. Not valves, but, tubes leading to valves, maybe. I don't know. Or they can be just little branches or veins. Or they can be little lines of ink on a piece of paper. Just doing stuff. Isn't that? Thank you, Rose. I'll call off the. Hey, guys. Yeah. She's back. It's all good. Yes. Go protect. Go protect whoever you are protecting. Thank you. Okay, bye. You're okay. We're all good, Rose. Thank you. Thank you for letting me know. You're true to your word, and I deeply respect that. I do. And maybe a little nipple right there. That's why I said maybe. Doesn't have to be. Just saying. I mean, or a goose pimple or whatever they call them. Goose nipple. I don't even know. Who cares? Little nipple there. Another eyeball looking at the nipple. I mean, the goose pimple or whatever you have. Whatever. You get it. Oops, I'm getting off the page there. I got some pretty big news today. Pretty big news. Betty White? Oh, that wasn't Betty White. That was I forget her name, but I could easily see Betty Betty White doing that though. But I forget her name, the old woman. She was in a few other movies around that time, and she's since passed away too. But I don't. At least I don't think it was Betty White. I've been wrong before. But I think this lady was like the. Gosh, my throat is all messed up. But she's like the one that goes hip hop, hippity hop, hip hop, hippity hip. Whereas Betty would have been like hip hop, hippity hop. More. I don't know, less like a chipmunk, more like a ground squirrel. Let's just say that. I don't even know. I could Google it. Somebody, if I'm wrong, I will fly over to your house and give you some flowers. But I'm pretty darn sure that wasn't Betty White, and I am gonna die believing that at this very moment until I'm proven otherwise. I just can't believe it. I won't believe it. I shan't. I can't. And I won't. I won't. That's a different past tense version of won't. I went. I'm joking, of course. If I'm wrong, I'll eat this art. I'll eat the whole thing. But I think I'm right too because I've seen that movie like 1,000 times. And at the time of the filming, I'm pretty sure that Betty White was locked up. Yeah, she was in prison, so she couldn't. There's no way that she could have been in that movie because she was locked up for dope dealing down in the Caribbean. Yep. She smuggled in a bunch of coke. Yep. Under her blouse and everything. Got busted by the feds. Yep. hmm I'm just. I can picture it, but I'm just kidding. Obviously, Betty White. She's like Walter White's like nemesis. Where's Betty? Oh my gosh, who are you? I'm. What's his name? Fucking Cancer Man. Oh shit. You're Walter White. Yeah, I am. Where's Betty White? I'm here to collect. That would have been a great episode. It's also a good idea to leave if you're just doing off the cuff drawings like this, where it's all out of your imagination and you're not doing any sketching, to leave yourself these little gaps every once in a while, just in certain spots. That way you can come back to it later and add things to it. But like right now, for example, I'll start popping these things out for some reason. And then you can kind of shape things like that. Shape the round off the corners. And it's cool too when you do like hard, you know, lines next to soft shading or whatever it is, like or rounded off things. It just gives it an interesting effect, I've found. Well, I've got to hit it. Got to hit the road. It's been quite a journey. It's been quite a lovely time. But I've got to go hit the books. That's right. That's how I get my frustrations out. Go inside, I line a bunch of books up on the shelf, and I punch the shit out of them. Yep. It's called hitting the books. Sounds a lot more conservative than it is, I guess. But at the end of the day, however the book is interpreted, it's how the book is interpreted. Enough said. Well, thank you very much, everybody. Really appreciate the help, the money, the love, the hate, the blood, the sweat, the tears, all of it. I deeply appreciate it. Thank you for the company. Thank you for everything, honestly. Honestly, thank you for everything, honestly, to be honest. So that's about that. And this is about this. So rock on. You know, poop control. Gonna poop, gotta have somebody in control of it. You know? Gotta have somebody there to clean it up. Dirty job. Somebody's gotta poop. Yeah. Alright. You all take care of yourselves now. Remember what I said about the poop. So it's very important.